Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? I am back with another review of a day at an amusement park, and this one is gonna be a special one because I am talking about the first ever drive I just had to Knoebels Amusement Resort in Elysburg, Pennsylvania in this car, which Knoebels is my favorite park in PA, and you know I'd always been wanting to drive there. So because like this is anyways, this day was so special because I finally got to drive to Knoebels after like this after this long time. So after a full history, let me tell you. So I've been going to Knoebels ever since I was an infant. That's how long I've been going to Knoebels, because my family does camping trips there every year. And so I spent a long time as a kid and teenager going on those 2-day family trips to Knoebels, and then and right up until 2019, where I had to miss a year of Knoebels entirely because of personal reasons that I do not feel like sharing. And then in 2020, Evie and I started making our own trips to Knoebels, and yes, so and there was a moment in 2021 that I'd like to highlight that got me really wanting to take this car out to Knoebels, and that was just a month after I first got this car. How do I say that? So in October 2021, EB and I visited Knoebels, and then I was getting reviews for the vlog and shots for the park footage as if it was a normal day getting content at Knoebels. And then all of a sudden, the app I was using to film, Snapchat, just takes away half of my shots and my reviews. So that was a bust, and it got me like really wanting to drive to Knoebels that year to get some more shots. And also, I really wanted to get back on Downdraft, since it's my favorite flat at Knoebels, and it wasn't open on that 2021 visit. And that was also what got me wanting to drive to Knoebels that specific year, because at the time Knoebels had only a limited amount of rides open. And so in 2022 and 2023, I waited patiently until the year came, and now this year, and 2 days ago, as of when this video is and now this year, and specifically 2 days ago, as of when this video is being recorded, I have officially made my first drive ever to my favorite park in Pennsylvania, Knoebels Amusement Resort. And as I have just made my first drive there in this car, I look forward to making time for Knoebels every month. And then the fun is just beginning, because like I said, I'm probably gonna end up going to Knoebels monthly, because I successfully drove there 2 days ago, again, as of when this video is being filmed. So this is like very surreal for me, and I cannot express to you guys enough how happy I am that I am finally able to drive to Knoebels Amusement Resort in Elysburg, Pennsylvania. Let the fun begin.
And before I start talking about the day, I just want to say I'm sorry I recorded that first part in my work uniform. I just got straight out of a shift at work, and I and I just felt like recording I just felt like recording that part that day, and yeah.
So anyways, let's just talk about this day at Knoebels that opened up a new chapter in my Knoebels history. So when I first got to Knoebels, I rode Phoenix, and it was a good first ride of the day on Phoenix. And then, excuse me again. And then, excuse me. Oh gosh, I don't know why I keep burping. And so, anyways, after I rode Phoenix, I think that's when I rode Stratosphere or Twister first, but I know I rode both Stratosphere and Twister after Phoenix that day. So I'm just trying to figure out which one I rode first. I think it might have been Stratosphere first. Yeah. And then after Stratosphere, I rode Twister. And then after Twister, I rode Impulse. And then after Impulse, I rode Downdraft. And then after Downdraft, I rode Grand Carousel. And then after Grand Carousel, I after Grand Carousel, I think that's when I rode Italian Trapeze and Galleon. Those both were good rides. And then after those two rides, I rode Flying Turns. And then after Flying Turns, I rode Flyer. And then after Flyer, I got a re-ride in on Twister. And then after Twister, I went to go get a ride in on Super Roundup. And then after Super Roundup, I rode Teacups for the first time since 2021. And it was actually not that bad. And yeah, and since the test drive, I do Teacups every time I go to Knoebels now. And yeah, so after Teacups, I rode Cosmotron. And then after Cosmotron, I rode Rotojets, which my plane went way higher than it did when EB and I rode it at the family reunion. And yeah, so after Rotojets, I re-rode Downdraft. And after Downdraft, I rode Sklooge for the first time since 2014. And it was crazy getting back on Sklooge, actually, because, yeah. And then after Sklooge,
I also rode Merry Mixer for the first time since 2021, and it felt crazy getting back on that too. And it's not a bad scrambler, and yeah. And then after that,
I rode Pioneer Train, and yeah, and then after Pioneer Train, I headed to Scenic Skyway for a ride on that. And then after Scenic Skyway, I headed for a re-ride on Italian Trapeze. And then after Italian Trapeze, I'm pretty sure I did another ride after Italian Trapeze. I'm not too sure, but all I know is that I rode Italian Trapeze, and then not too long after, I did a 6-ride marathon on Phoenix. And yeah, it was really good, but it was a packed station too, but the ride ops move really fast at Phoenix compared to like the Iron Menace ride ops at Dorney. So yeah, and that's one reason why Knoebels is my favorite park in PA. They always dispatch like so quickly no matter what. And yeah, so after the 6-ride marathon on Phoenix, I had 3 more evening rides on Stratosphere. And then after those 3 more evening rides on Stratosphere, I went to go ride Black Diamond, which was really good. And then after Black Diamond, I rode Twister for an evening ride. And then after Twister, I marathoned Downdraft 5 times right before the park closed because it's my favorite flat at Knoebels. And yeah, so after that Downdraft marathon, that basically concluded this visit I had to Knoebels the day after the family reunion. So, like I said, this opened up a new chapter in my Knoebels history, and I look forward
to making time for Knoebels, at least once every month to bi-weekly. And yeah, so that concludes this review of this test drive visit I had to Knoebels the day after the reunion. Make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this video, and make sure to stay tuned for more coming soon to Coaster Plus Music 19, especially even more content from my favorite park in PA, Knoebels. And make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this. Make sure to go check out my merch store on Bonfire. I'll have a link in the description. I sell t-shirts, face masks, all the things, so make sure to go check it out. I'll have a link in the description. And make sure to subscribe if you are new, and turn on post notifications so you will not miss when I upload a new video. And I will see you in the next, and let making time for Knoebels begin.